Are you looking for an RV around 3,500 pounds with a massive rear dinette? Then folks, you're going to love the 2021 Keystone Springdale 1750 RD. Folks, not only does this lightweight RV have a massive rear dinette, but take a look at the kitchen space in this camper. For being a shorter RV, you get a lot of kitchen. Now, part of the reason for that is because you have a single basin sink and 2-burner cooktop. So a little bit smaller areas and space you're working with there. But what that does allow for you is this big prep space without having to have any covers, without having to use those up. So you're still able to use the sink and the burner and still have prep space all at the same time. If you're a big fan of coffee like myself, you can drop your coffee maker right there, have an electrical outlet, maybe a Margaritaville margarita machine, right? Maybe you're partying. That's a great spot for it there too. You have upgraded countertops. As you can see, it's kind of like a pressed laminate countertop. It's a seamless countertop that we don't have to deal with any T-mold, so that you don't have the water getting in there or the T-mold popping off around the corners. The faucet is a high-rise faucet. It's a little more modern than what we see in a lot of RVs that are at this price point. You'll see the two-tone, which I like, and again, because it is elevated, it does give you some more space between the sink and the faucet. And then the 2-burner cooktop is mounted vertical instead of horizontal, again, to help maximize that countertop space. Speaking of maximizing space, look at how much storage you have up top. Just a ton of storage up here, which is awesome. Your control panel, of course, is on the side, which is why you saw the little bit was taken up. You'll have some electronics running through there, microwave, and you have the streamlined hood. And then when you drop down underneath, you get 2 drawers. Folks, this is something that, again, in a camper this size, a lot of times these are missing. It's something that I have to have a functional kitchen. My opinion, you almost have to have at least 1 drawer. I prefer 2 or 3. So you have 2 here. You have 1 for the flatware, another one for your towels, hot pads, or maybe some of your bigger serving utensils like big serving spoons, spatulas to cook with, things like that. You also see the refrigerator. Open that guy up for you so you can take a peek inside. You do have the drop-down freezer box there. This unit does run off both propane and electric and also has automatic switchover. Direct vent furnace helps keep things nice and hot. And to keep things cool, take a look at that. You have a side-mounted AC unit. The nice thing about that is it does help drop the overall profile by not having the AC up top. So it can fit in a little bit tighter spaces and you don't get quite as much wind resistance. And folks, this AC is all you're going to need to keep this unit nice and cool because, again, it is a little bit smaller RV. Now, the controls for the AC are on the AC itself. The controls for the heat will be located on this thermostat, and right below that is your tank monitoring panel with the control for your water pump and heater. If you want a TV, this is where it'll be located, right there. They put a backer in, so you know where to mount it. The plugins for it are right up top. And then if you take a look in the back, the reason they put it there is because you have this big U-shaped dinette. And folks, this is awesome. This does allow you to have a great view to the TV. Although, Sam, tell me something. How are you going to mount a TV there? Seems like, I wonder if there's a stud running through there.
Has to be.
There's got to be something, right? Like, you can't mount a TV there. What are you going to have, a 2-inch TV? That doesn't work. It's got to have something. But anyway, assuming you can mount it anywhere on that stud, there's a stud running through there, which it feels like there is. Get a stud finder. But assuming that there is, you will see the big U-shaped dinette here. And folks, this is what I really love about this RV. This is kind of the main selling point for me because you have windows all the way around. You have this huge U-shaped dinette everyone gets to hang out at. If you have a campsite where you have a gorgeous view out the back, this is one of my absolute favorite floor plans because it's lightweight, making it easy to tow. You have beautiful views and you have plenty of seating here. Plus, if you have guests that are staying the night, great thing about a U-shaped dinette is when it drops down into a bed, it can easily sleep 1 or 2 adults if they're okay snuggling up with each other. So I do like the kind of the sleeping and sitting space that you get back here. Of course, the table right there in the center, and that, the poles just remove. You can see the table drops down, sits on these, and that's what creates your sleeping space underneath. And then taking a look over at the other side, as I mentioned, you have the AC unit right up top. You also have an electrical outlet here. So folks, if you want to make this into your coffee bar or margarita bar, mimosa bar. Don't know that you need an electrical outlet, but whatever bar it may have, you may want, you have the space for it plus the electrical outlet. So I do like that they toss that in there. And then underneath, of course, is storage. You have to have a spot for your pots and pans because, as you saw, we didn't really have the space in the kitchen. So that is what you will have located right over here to the side. Now, moving up toward the front is the bathroom, side aisle bath here. We'll open this guy up. Take a seat in here. Let me move my mic pack so I don't sit on it. There we go. So taking a seat right here. Now, to be perfectly honest, it is a little tight on the left-hand side. I'm a decent-sized guy. It's manageable. I shut the door. I can make it work. Because as you can see, I can just kind of toss my arm right up here. I have a nice little built-in armrest. But as far as leg space, I do have pretty good leg space. If I really want to sit back and relax, can go like this, maybe pass out. No, just kidding. But you do have plenty of space here as far as the leg room. And again, the shoulder space a little tight on the left. Overall, very manageable area, especially for being a smaller RV. You'd get the cutout right there, a good spot for some extra toilet paper. It's easy to reach, or maybe some magazines, some reading material. Underneath the sink, as I open that up, you can see you have plumbing access, and again, some additional storage underneath there. Now, not only does this make a great armrest, but more importantly, is it's good countertop space, right? Especially for a camper this size, having this much countertop space, not only do you have a spot for your toothbrush and, perfume, cologne, whatever else, but if you have to put down like a hair dryer or flat iron, you have the space to put it. And that's something that is generally lacking in a lot of smaller RVs. Big mirrored medicine cabinet there as well. Up top, you'll see the vent fan. So if you need to, quickly help some moisture escape the bathroom, you have the capability to do that. Right here, you'll see I'm 6 foot tall. I am hitting on the ceiling. I have to duck down a little bit. Still, very manageable at 6 foot. I wouldn't let this stop me at all. You have the hand wand to make showering up a little bit easier. If you're taller, if you're, 6'1", 6'2", you might struggle a little bit with this shower because, you'll have to duck down quite a bit. But at 6 foot or under, I think you'll be just fine. Corner bed in this setup. Now, the great thing about a corner bed is it doesn't take up near as much space in an RV, or rather length, right? Your RV doesn't have to be as long. And so that's one of the reasons you can get this one right around that 3,500 pound mark, is because you don't have to have that additional length. The downside, of course, is that one person will have to sleep up in the nose, meaning that, if you have to get up in the middle of the night to use the bathroom, you kind of have to roll over somebody else. Now, it may not bother them. Maybe they'll be like, hey, yeah, great. But some other people, it just might not work for you. So always kind of take that into account when you're looking at a corner bed with this setup. But if it's just you or you don't care, folks, this is great, and it helps, again, reduce that weight and maximize the living space in the RV instead of having all of your space be up front in the bedroom. You'll also notice the shelf going across the top, and, of course, hanging space. You have a wardrobe there. Get this guy, if you want to jam out, you get a little speaker. Boom, Bluetooth capable. You can take that bad boy with you. If you're going to sit out on the picnic table, you can drop it out on the table, go on a tubing trip, float down the river with it, right? But that is kind of nice just because, it gives you the portability. And then electrical outlet and USB hookups there, so that way if you need to, plug in, charge a cell phone, anything like that, maybe you need to plug in a CPAP machine, you can do that too. Come on outside with me. So if we take a look here, we're making our way up and around to the front. You'll see this one has the propane tank right there. That, of course, will run your furnace as well as your cooktop. You get the diamond plating on the front, help protect that front end from rocks and debris that may get thrown up by your tow vehicle. 3-year warranty on this, folks. One of the big things when you're buying new. One of the big advantages is warranty, and this has one of the best in the industry. Coming around to the side, solar prep. If you want solar, simply buy the portable panels, plug it in right there. It's already pre-wired to your battery, and it will give you a trickle charge. And when you take a look at the pass-through, you can drop down in there. You will see that it is a good storage compartment. Again, full pass-through, so anything you put in here, you can grab on the other side. Now, one of the other things I love about this RV, folks, is the amount of storage. You'll see this compartment here, but as we go to the back, you'll see a few more. That's right, not one, but a couple more. And an RV this size is just incredible. Power awning on here too. That's something that, again, not everything in this class has. A lot of times I'll go with like a manual. This just makes it easier. Touch a button, roll it out. Same thing to go back in. LED light strip on there as well. Again, that's one of those small things that a lot of manufacturers will cut when you're looking at some of these smaller price-sensitive models, but they do include that LED light strip for you. Smaller grab handle, but they do give you the upgraded LCI solid steps. And just like the name implies, folks, they are very solid. At over 200 pounds, I can run up and down here. The RV may shake a little, but the steps are rock solid. And they fold right up into the door jamb when you're done with them. Aluminum treads with a little bit of grip tape on there. The aluminum makes it so that the treads won't rust. And of course, the grip tape gives you some additional traction. You will also see adjustable feet, so that way you can adjust it to your campsite. Electrical outlet right outside there. Making our way to the back. So as I mentioned, more storage, folks. Take a look at that. Big storage compartment right over here, and it's on the camp side, which means it is easy access. A lot of times to get that, you have to have like a rear bunk model with storage underneath the bunk, but this is a rear dinette, and they're able to utilize that space underneath. You will see your square tubular bumpers with end caps. You have a spot to store your sewer hose. Spare tire mounted right on the back as well, which is probably one of the easiest places to get to it. That big window, and folks, it does open, so that way if you need some airflow coming through, you can have that. But again, very large window, gives you that beautiful view out the back. And when we come around to the off-camp side, as I promised, there is an additional storage space. Now, you'll see these two don't connect, and again, there's other manufacturers that make this floor plan. Some of them do have like a the pass-through in the back as well. But the reason they didn't do it is because it gives you more storage inside, right? You still have a lot of storage out here, but being in a smaller RV, you still need to pack a lot of stuff in there. So if you noticed, when we were inside in the back of the dinette, underneath that seat, there was a lot of additional storage. So if you had like a duffel bag or something like that, or a place for shoes, you could put them all back there. 30 amp power cord right there, just tucked inside the unit. Pull it out, plug it in. You're rocking and rolling with shore power. Your termination is located here. You will also see both your black and gray tank valves there. And lastly, folks, your water connections are right up front, both your city water inlets and the fresh tank fill. All right, folks, and that wraps it up. Again, this is the 2021 Springdale 1750 RD. If you're looking something that's a little bit smaller in size, a little bit easier on the budget, but has plenty of storage both inside and out, then folks, this may be the one for you. If you're interested, simply click on the link in the description. Thanks again for watching, folks. I'm Ian Baker, and let's go camping.